So as we get closer and closer to election day, there are not surprisingly some numbers that are not giving me a high level of confidence that I know some in my audience already have about the seemingly inevitable pending victory of Joseph R. Biden Jr. Now, I already told you last week that as of about 22 days out in three key states, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, Hillary Clinton had a bigger lead in 2016 than Joe Biden had last week. We will update those numbers this week, but it was a cause for maybe not concern, but at least for being very, very cautious. There is another signal that, given the realities of the election, is not a great signal for Joe Biden. And this is both voter registrations in some states and mail-in ballot requests and even early voting numbers in some states. And remember, why are we analyzing it in this way? Because this is an electoral college election. The first candidate to get to 200, the only candidate to get to 270 electoral votes wins. Overall, new voter registrations and early voting and mail-in ballots don't matter. It matters in states that would make a difference. If Democrats have registered way more new voters in California, great. But Joe Biden's going to win California. It's not going to move the needle and get Joe Biden any more electoral votes. Likewise, if we assume that early voting will be skewed towards Biden, but Republicans ask for more mail-in ballots, that would be a red flag. And in the states that could be key, there are some numbers that look good for Trump. So let me give you a couple of examples. Despite Michigan polling having Joe Biden 7 points ahead, in terms of mail-in ballots requested in Michigan, Republicans have requested more mail-in ballots than Democrats in Michigan. So remember, we were expecting mail-in ballots to be overwhelmingly Biden voters. Biden is +7 in Michigan polling, and yet 41-39 Republicans have requested more mail-in ballots. And in total, if you combine mail-in ballot requests plus early votes, Republicans have voted more than Democrats in Michigan. That's not a number that I look at and say, great, Joe Biden's got Michigan in the bag. Similarly, if we look at the state of Wisconsin, which is a very important state, ended up being extraordinarily important in 2016. Despite Joe Biden leading the polls by 6 in Wisconsin, Republicans in Wisconsin have requested more mail-in ballots by 40-38. It's a small margin. If you include mail-in plus early voting, Republicans are down only 38-40. And again, Biden supposedly is winning by 6 there. We expect Biden would win the mail-in vote, but that Trump would win the in-person vote on November 3rd. What we are seeing so far does not correspond with the expectations based on polling and preferences about voting by mail versus voting in person. These are not good numbers. Now, in some other states, things look fine. Pennsylvania, for example, which is looking like it's going to be a key state, the numbers in Pennsylvania are very skewed in favor of Democrats. Democrats requesting way more mail-in ballots, Democrats voting early by a huge majority in Pennsylvania. It's like 65-25, major margin. Doesn't mean it's over, but the point is Pennsylvania is looking much better based on what we expected relative to Wisconsin and Michigan. The point here is we're 15 days out? There is no sense in taking any chances given the numbers that we are seeing so far. You can find a way to make the numbers look just great for Joe Biden. Just leave it alone. Biden is winning today in the popular vote by more than Hillary was on Election Day 2016. But that's not the way that this election will be decided. When you compare 15 days out to 15 days out, the numbers change. When you look at registrations, which I want to do, the numbers don't look quite so good. Let's briefly talk about that. Republicans have registered more voters than Democrats since the primary elections this year in the states of Florida, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. That's not good. It's very difficult to extrapolate that one number to the results we would get on November 3rd, but it is cause for, if not concern, it is cause for very much caution. I voted on Saturday. I published a video of me voting to my Instagram. I used a real ballot drop box. I think I got about 150 messages from people saying, David, that doesn't look like a postal service mailbox. It's because it's not. I used an official City of Boston registered, clearly delineated, well-known drop box at a state building. It's a real drop box. I didn't mail my ballot. I dropped it off. I haven't been tricked. It's okay. Let's all do it. Let me know, of course, about any irregularities that you experience or any trouble whatsoever that you run into. One of our sponsors today is Lucy, and they are giving my audience 20% off. Lucy is a company founded by Caltech scientists with only one mission, which is to help people quit smoking and vaping by offering a clean, affordable nicotine alternative. Now, many of you know, you've heard the stories. I've known several people in my life who have struggled with quitting smoking. I've seen how difficult it can be. And nicotine alternatives can be hugely helpful. Lucy offers a nicotine gum in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. They also have lozenges, which come in cherry ice flavor. Lucy is affordable. It'll ship right to your door. You don't have to go out to the store. Shipping is always free. You can buy single boxes or save with a subscription. It's the year 2020. It's time to throw the cigarettes away and get rid of the vape. And Lucy can make it easier. You'll find a ton of excellent reviews online from countless people who have used Lucy to quit smoking and vaping. Go check them out at lucy.co. I've put the link right underneath this video, and you'll get 20% off when you use the coupon code Pakman. And just a quick disclaimer, I'm required to give: these products contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.